Yes, guys, hi everyone. Welcome to our today's class. Remember, this is our last lesson when it comes to practicals. It's lesson number 10. So if it's your first time, please start from lesson number 1, 2, 3, like up to lesson number 10, in order for you to be qualified to write your final exam and get your certifications, all right? There is my WhatsApp number and my email address below. You can check and you can contact me in order for you to get a registration like email from Cisco. Today, guys, we are going to talk about sharing resources. We are going to see like a bit about command prompts, and we're going to talk about some of the few network configurations, all right? So guys, number one, we're gonna talk about sharing of document files and so on, right? So what does it mean, guys? We are going to see why sharing, and how to share, right? The two most important questions: why sharing and how to share, right? So you need to share your folders, your resources, in order for others to have access, right? So we are sharing because we want other people to have access to our documents, to our files, to our printers, to our software, and so on, right? So remember, network, it's all about sharing, right? So this is the answer, right? So files, documents need to be shared in order for others, like in your network, to have access. Now, how to share? Very important questions. How to share, right? How to share. Guys, so I will show you how to share, right? Let's say you are here, right? I just because you can create a folder, right? Okay, let's say this one. So I can call it like HR data. I can call it like HR. Okay. You see these ones, right? It's on your laptop. Maybe this laptop, this is your saver. So you want to centralize the management of your files, your documents, your folders. You want everybody to save their work here. So whatever that they are doing on their computers must come like here, right? Like here, let me show you here. Okay, let's say this is one computer here. There's another computer here. There's another one here. And we are connected. We are in the same network, right? This is the switch. Now, you are going to share, like here, you are going to share like a folder here, right? So when you share your folder, this one can have access. So, and this guy too can have like access. They can have access to this folder, right? But the most important question now is how to share, right? So we're gonna share this one. Very easy, guys. You just right click, you go to properties, you go to sharing. Don't take this one, you take the advanced sharing. You click on share this folder. And from here, you're gonna choose how many users can access this folder like at the same time, like it's 20, and you apply, you say okay, right? Very easy, guys. Suppose like I want to share this one. You just right click on it, you go to properties, you go to sharing, you go to advanced sharing, share this folder, how many people, and you go to OK, right? By sharing these two folders, what does it mean? I can be on my computer, I can view salary info and HR data, right? So wherever I can, like on my PC, like on my desktop, I can access these two folders because you as a system engineer, you share those two folders, right? Let me do this, guys. So guys, we are talking about sharing. We're going to see why we need to share, right? You need to share your folders, your files, your flash disk, your printers, your cameras, right? So whatever that you plugged like on your computer, you can share them. By sharing them means that you are giving like access to other people to see or to use them from their computers, right? So it's not only about you plug your computers, you punch your IPs, you test the connectivities, and you are done. No. When you are done with that one, you can also do what? You can move to sharing, right? Maybe the entire company, they are using only one application. Or maybe the entire company, you want them to save their work like in a single centralized document or folder, right? So you're gonna say, guys, you know what? Whatever that you are doing, you're gonna save it on this folder. That folder is on the server. Understand? That server, maybe it's your laptop. You created that folder and you share that folder. So everybody now, because you are in the same network, they can have access to that particular folder. They can see them from their computer. There's no need for them to move around. And it's so easy for you, for management, because you can have a folder, you can see what maybe Tando did, what maybe Mbali did, what Patrick done, what John did. Whatever that they are doing on their computers will come to this folder, will be saved there. And you can view them. You as an engineer, you as a system administrator, you as the IT person who's managing the work, right? So for every organization, you're gonna see share folders, right? You're gonna see share printers, you're gonna see share cameras. But the most important for you, you need first to understand why I have to share something. So when I'm done with my cabling, when I'm done with my IP, when I'm done with the testing of the connectivity, I need like also to centralize the management of the software in the company, centralize the management of folders, centralize the management of cameras, and so on. But how am I gonna control like all of them? How am I gonna give like access to other users? You have to share. How to share? You can forget, guys, how to share. So it's not a must because you can get those details from the internet. You can just check which operating system, Windows 10. You ask how to share using Windows 10. But if you don't know the concept, why you have to share, what is the meaning, right? Don't just memorize the process of sharing, but memorize or you need to understand why sharing, right? Now we're gonna move to the next part. Guys, sharing goes together with security, right? So we are here, right? Sharing goes together with what? With security, permissions or security, guys, right? Whatever that you share must also be followed by what? By the permissions, by security. Sharing means I can allow you to view my folders. But what you can do on that particular folder, it's my decision. This is permission or security, right? You can allow people to view your work. You can allow people to view your printers. You can allow people to view your software. But what they can do, it's your decision. You have to configure the actions. You have to configure what they have to do by viewing whatever that you shared. We call it a permission of security. Even if you're sleeping, you have to understand like in networking, when I'm done with my cabling, my IP addresses, my testing of the connectivity, there is also something that we call sharing and permission. What does it mean? So I have to centralize maybe the management of folders or wherever. So I have to create a folder maybe on one laptop, and I have to share, because when I'm sharing it means that other people can see from their computers, right? So now they can see them. What they can do now is my decision. I have also to configure permissions or security. But how am I going to do it? First, you need also to read their contract. You need to understand job descriptions. So you're going to say, okay, Patrick is a cashier. So what Patrick can do, just adding data, not modifying. Now you're going to allow Patrick like only to add, not to delete. Understand? So sharing goes together with permissions. Now, how to configure a permissions, guys? Suppose like you share this one, like HR data, right? Like everybody can view them, like on their computers, right? Now, you wanna configure now security, or permissions. You just right click on it. You go to properties. You go to security this time around, and you go to edit, and you go to add. Right? From here now, you're gonna type the username of the person. Remember, in your company, you're gonna create username for everybody. We're gonna also see how to create username or user account. Nobody must use the system without the user account. If you have a company, everybody must have a user account, right? You cannot be accessing without using your user account. Sometimes even the internet, you must have your user account, because when I know your user account, I will know what you are doing. So I can control your actions. You can control workers' actions, right? You will know like, hey, you access the internet like around like this time, you did this, you did this, you did this. You access the share folder, you did this, you did this, you did this. That's why you need the user account for everybody in your company. Now, from this part, you're gonna type the username of that person. But because we don't have one, so I'm gonna just type like everyone. So when you type it here, you must check. So if that name like is there in the database, you click there and you just say okay. And those are the permissions here, guys. So if you allow, like here, you say full control, yes. Means what? Tando will have full control on HR data. Tando can be sitting on her computer, clicking like on her computer, see HR data folder, double click on it, so Tando can do everything. Tando can delete, Tando can modify. She can make cells and come back and change. You see, this is the meaning of full control, right? That's why you need to read the contract. What Tando can do. So if she's the manager, she's allowed to change prices, like to add the items or whatever, you're gonna give her full control, right? Read means that it's only to see, not like to change or add. Modify, you can also deny. There are some people you don't want them to access the HR data. You can deny them, right? And you click on apply, right? So this is the meaning, guys. Very easy. So I'm going to repeat again. You want everybody to see the finance folder. You right click on it. You go to properties. Sharing, you're already done. You go to security. You go to edit. You go to add. You type the name of the person, so the user account. But because we don't have it, we're going to type the everyone. So we are allowing to everybody. You click on check names. It has to be underlined. And you go to OK. You can deny, you can allow, and you apply, right? Guys, this concept is very, very important, right? Very, very important. Most of the people, I remembered when I was learning about the like networking maybe 15 years ago. Guys, we've been doing some few installations like the internet cafe and so on, right? When it comes to sharing, it was a problem. You can sit on this computer, you're asking, why I'm not able to view that computer? Because we are in the same network. Why I cannot view that folder? Why I don't have access to that folder? So I can see it, but I don't have the access to open it, right? So it's the concept of sharing and permissions, right? So you can get a contract here. A company can call you to install a network for them. You're done with cabling, you're done with your IPs, you're done with testing of the connectivity. Now you have also to centralize the management of their work. There are some of the things you're gonna ask them, okay, guys, what do you want like other people to use? No, like our workers, they can use our software, they can use our applications. You can create one folder, you save all the applications there, and you share that folder, and you give some permissions. And by giving the permissions, you must speak to the HR manager, right? You ask, maybe they don't want to show you at the contract, but you ask them, what Mbali like can do in your company? Mbali can change the finance document, yes or no? No. You go to the permissions, you reject them, and so on, right? Now, this concept is done, right? Now we're gonna go to the next part, right? Now, guys, we're gonna see number 3, how to view the other computers or resources, right? So, guys, how can you view someone else's computer? How can you view someone else's phone? Because you are in the same network, you are using the same Wi-Fi. Because we are in the same network, I have to see you from my laptop, from my computer. There must be a way, like a way I can see you, right? How to view and access, let me add, like at the same time. So there must be like a way I can see you, I can see your computer, and I can access it. By accessing it, I can see now whatever that you shared, right? Very, very important, right? How to view and access the other computers or resources. Guys, it's very easy. You go to File Explorer. So, like you click here, like on this PC. But most of the time, you can just go to Start, File Explorer, right? Or you go to this PC and so on. Now, you must go where it says Network, right? How to view other computers or other resources like in your network. You go to Network, you click here. And sometimes they're gonna say a network discovery like it's off. Means what? Maybe so it's like Bluetooth, like it's off. You must put it on. So something like that. Because if it's off, if the network discovery is off, nobody can view your computers. Or sometimes you too cannot view other computers. You must put it on. We're gonna see how to put it on. For now, just say okay. If you see this message again, like network discovery is turned off, you click again there, you just say like on, and you wait. Okay, let me say yes. You wait now, right? So it's gonna try to look, yes, you can see all the computers like in our my network here, they are here, like all of them. Very dangerous, guys. You are learning for practicing, for being smart, for understanding the concept. Don't use those techniques to go and try to access other computers. You go to the internet cafe, you go to this PC, you go to network or to your company. Don't do that, right? It's not allowed. It's part of hacking, right? But like us, when we were learning networking for the first time, what we always do, wherever I was going, if you give me a chance like to access a network, I have to go to network. I have to see other computers. I have to try to access other computers, right? It was like part of the learning process, right? So suppose like I want to access one of the computer here. You see, these are the computers here. So suppose like I want to access this desktop. You just double click on it, right? If there is no username and password on that computer, so it will open, right? But if there is username and password, they will ask me to punch a username and the password for that particular person, right? So when you double click here, suppose like it's open, you're gonna see whatever that the guy shared. That folder will appear here, or that printer will appear, and you can use it. There is no magic on that. You just go to network, you click, and sometimes somebody may be like in your company is calling you, hey, please, I'm looking this folder, right? There's no need for you to take a USB. You can say, okay, let me create a share folder. You're gonna take it from the share folder. You create a share folder, you put that movie or that document, and your friends there can just go to network, double click on your computer, and see that folder, right? But when you're gonna be the administrator or system administrator, you are going to make this process like easy, so that maybe they want to add, they want to start like asking like username and password, so that folder is gonna be already there. And you click on network, you're gonna see the share folder like already, right? So we don't have the access here. So this is how to view other computers, guys. So if you cannot view them, means it's gonna be very hard for you to access, right? So how to view other resources like this one, like a TV here. You can see Samsung, some of the smartphones are here, right? So this is how to view like other resources. But there's another way I'll show you later on as we are moving, guys. So you just go to this PC, you click on network, right? But most of the time when we were learning, so you can try to access like all of them. For sure, one of them won't wanna have the protection and you are in, all right? So whatever that someone's share, you can just go to network, you look the name of his computer, you double click on like on his computer, you're gonna see whatever that he shared, right? Now we're gonna move to number 4, right? So guys, now we're gonna see how to create user account. Right? How to create user account. Why having a user account? So guys, we're talking about user account. Why having a user account? We need a user account for tracking. For tracking users' activity, right? So when you have a user account, when everybody in your company goes to user account, it's so easy to track their activity. It's so easy to control them. So it's so easy to monitor them, monitoring, right? Management. You understand? There is security also, because nobody can deny like actions. You cannot say, no, it's not me who did this, but the system shows like it's you, right? So nobody must use the network without user account. That was some of the internet, you're gonna see for somebody to access the Wi-Fi or whatever, they always ask to sign up first, right? So when you talk about why, for tracking users, the activity, and so on. Now we're gonna see how to create user account, right? You know why you need now how to create user account. Let the process is easy again. The most important, guys, don't memorize. It's not about memorizing the process. You must go and click, you must go and do it. No, you as a specialist, you have to know like, yeah, like among the concept of networking, it's file sharing. You need to share something like in order for others to view it. like to use it, because sharing will allow you to have better management, security, because you're gonna have a centralized place to control your work, to save your work, right? And you have to know like there is security of permission. Whatever that you are sharing must be followed by the security of permission. What does it mean? You can share something, but you have to decide what they can do on those things, right? So, and we spoke about how to view other computers or other resources like in your network. You just go to this PC, you click on network, right? And how you going to access them, you double click like on any computer. Number 4, user uh, user account, how to create a user account, why user account, for monitoring, for tracking the activities, and so on, right? Very, very like, easy. But now, if you forgot how to create a user account, just go to the internet. Windows 10, how to create a user account. Windows 10, how to share. Windows 10, how to configure permissions. And you're gonna get the steps. But if you don't know that when it comes to networking, there's a concept of sharing, there's a concept of permission, there's a concept of user account, there's a concept of viewing like other computers or other resources. It's gonna be a mess, right? Now, how to create, guys? There are so many ways you can do that, but I like this one. You just go like to this PC, right? You can just right click, right? You go to manage, right? But if you are using a different the operating system, just go to the internet and type how to create user account on Mac, on Windows, this, right? So when you double click now, guys, you must come here. You double click on local users and groups, right? You can see what they are saying, what users. When you double click on users, you gonna see the users that I have here, right? So if you wanna create one, you just go here, you right click, right? You can even do it here. It's the same thing. So you just click on users. Suppose like I'm gonna create one of the account for Tando, you click on new user, right? Name Tando, full name Tando Mbali, description manager, like password like admin 123 admin 123 right? So you create his username, like full name, like description. You even create for that person for Tando like password. Now here, user must change like password at next logon. You need to allow Tando to change her password just for her to be confident. So what does it mean? You're gonna give her like her username and password maybe via email or via WhatsApp, via call. Yes, Tando, it's IT department. Yeah, take your username and password for you to access the system. All right, for you to access the network or file sharing or whatever. Now, when Tando will log in for the first time, right, they will ask Tando to change her password. So, but if you untick here, means Tando won't be able to change. But there are some cases where you don't want people to change the password. This is where you're gonna leave it like this, right? So you can untick if you don't want people. There are different cases. It depends to your business. It depends to your company. There are some of the things that you cannot allow people to change their password. This is where you can do it. And when Tando may be resigned or wherever, you can disable the account here. So when you're done, just create. You click on create, right? You can see there is Tando, right? Now, suppose like Tando forgot her password. You have to change it. So what you're gonna do, very easy. They'll call you, hey, I forgot my password. You just go to File Explorer, you right click on this PC, you go to Manage, you go to Local Users and Groups, you double click on Users, you're gonna see all your user account here. You can see here the Tando. You right click on Tando and you click on what? Set password. or you can go to all tasks. You can also set like the password. You just click on set password, yes, and you can give the new password. When you give the new password, you call her again, you say, Tando, fetch your new password, right? Suppose like Tando resigned, you can delete the account, you just right click and delete the account. Because if you don't delete it, Tando gonna still have like access to your account, right? Even when you are writing a CV, when you are talking about yourself, you must talk about how you know how to manage users, how to create user account, how to delete users, how to update, how to rename, how to reset password. It's part of systems administration, it's part of help desk support, and so on, right? So even if you're using like any type of operating system, there is always like a way to create user account. What I want you to memorize that steps are not very important, but you need to know the concepts. Because when you know, like, no, user account, we have to create user account. You just go to the internet, you check the operating system that you are dealing with. You ask Windows 10 how to create user account. They'll give you the process and you go and do it, right? Okay. I think you are right? So we saw how to create user account, how to delete, how to rename, like and how to change like password, right? Now we're gonna see the CMD or command line interface, right? Get CMD. So guys, we're gonna talk about CMD now. There are two ways of accessing or using a computer, right? We have two ways of using a PC, right? The graphical user interface and CLI or the command line interface. So guys, so there are two ways you can use a computer, by using a graphical user interface or using the command line, right? But guys, the command line is better for systems administration, for networking, right? So this one, like, is better for engineers. Why? Because it's fast, first. So when you're using a computer, using the command, it's more faster, right? So it's fast when it comes to send files, when it comes to do like actions. Number two, secured. It's secured when you are using the command line, right? It's secured. Fast, it's secured, right? So those are the most, right? The most. And for troubleshooting, right? The, the troubleshooting is easy and so on, right? So now we're going to talk about the command line interface. How to access it, guys? You just come here, you go to search, you can pick just here, right? You type CMD, right? When you type CMD, guys, you must use it as an administrator. There are two ways you can access it. So you right click on it, you run it as an administrator. When you run it as an administrator, your computer can listen to you, because the computer will know like you are the owner of the computer. Everything you are going to tell it like to do, it's going to execute it. But if you run it as a normal user, some of the commands will be rejected. So if you don't want the commands like to be rejected, you must run your CMDs as an administrator. So you're gonna click there, it will ask you the permission, you say yes, we are here. So this is the command line interface, right? Sometimes you can configure like the fonts and so on. You just come here, you right click on it, you go on properties, you can configure like the color, maybe the fonts you want it, maybe 36, like the color, maybe you see your text, like pop-up background, like your screen background, your screen text, and so on. You can change these colors and so on, right? So you can play around it. So if you wanna change the color here, you want it maybe to be yellow and so on, you just come here, you right click on it, you go to properties, and you can play around the configurations here, right? So this is what we call the command line interface, right? So there are some of the comments that we're gonna see that are very, very like important, right? But on CCNA 2, we are going to go deeper when it comes to CLI. But for now, suppose like you wanna know the IP address of this computer, not only the IP, you wanna know the network configurations of this computer. You just type this command, ipconfig, you press enter. So ipconfig will show you the IP, the addresses, the default gateways, and so on, right? So you type ipconfig, see here. Suppose like I'm using the wireless. You can see here, this is my IP address, my subnet mask, and my default gateway. So like this is the IP address of the router. So I can try to ping this one. So to see if my computer can communicate with the router, this one. Ping 172.1.1.1, and you press enter. You see like the router can reply, right? Suppose like it's part of maintenance. There's a problem. You cannot talk to the router, you cannot connect to other networks. You can try to troubleshoot here. You ask yourself, what is the IP address of the router? What is my own IP? You must check because you are dealing with wireless, so that way I'm here, right? But if you are dealing with cabling, you must read, you must check the Ethernet, right? So you as a network specialist, when you want to solve a problem, you must know this computer is connected using wireless or wired. Wired, you must check where it says Ethernet. Wireless, you go to wireless, right? So the command is ipconfig. Suppose like I want to check if this computer can communicate to the internet, or if this computer is connected to the internet. I can ping one of the website, ping at google.com. You press enter, right? Because google.com, it's just a computer or computers, right? So google.com, so it's just an IP address. Google.com represents computers where this website is saved. So you can try to query, you can try to ask if your computer can talk to Google, but it's a way to check if a device is connected to the internet. If your 5.8 computer is connected to the internet, yes or no, just ping a website, right? So I can also ping like gmail.com, right? But sometimes the ping can be rejected because of the firewall, because you as an administrator, you blocked the ping command. You don't want the ping command to be executed like in your network, right? So sometimes it can be blocked. You want to know just by checking the reply, right? So the command is like IP what config. So if somebody's asking you like what is the IP address of this computer, you just type IP config and you press enter, right? So, and from here you go to wireless, you can see your IPs, you can see your subnet mask, and you can see your routers like IP address, right? So guys, because it was just CCNA 1, this is the end of my practicals. The day you are going to come, those who are like in Durban, soon we are going to organize like our ceremony where you guys in Durban, you are going to come and receive your certificate. Those who are far, we are going to send them also their certificate. The day you are going to attend like the ceremony, we are going also to organize a physical lab, physical practicals, where you guys also gonna bring your laptops. Maybe you're gonna have like 20 laptops in the venue or 10 laptops. We create network, and you can create by yourself again physically and finish up of whatever that you didn't understand. You can do your cabling, you can do everything, and after that you can issue the certification, right? Thank you very much. You need to practice and keep on watching videos like in order to improve your skills. Maybe per day you can watch 1 or 2 videos, but don't watch the advanced level. Watch what you've been doing now so that you're gonna have a better understanding. From tomorrow, we are going to start the exam preparations. So every video is gonna be for exams. So I will do like a video. I will explain how you're gonna write the exam. Like after explaining some of the theory, some of the concept, and you're gonna go to the platform, you write that particular exam, right? So from tomorrow, it's all about finish up with exams so that next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, everybody will be done and we are going to approve your exams. And when you are done from Thursday, Friday, we are going to start with our CCNA 2 class. Thank you very much. Remember, wherever you are, you can be the overseas, you can contact me using my email address and password if you want to be certified. Thank you very much.